Every investment hides a secret. Behind every handshake, every deal signed, every startup funded lies a weight, sometimes crushing, sometimes quietly gnawing, that few dare speak aloud. How many times have angel investors gone to bed haunted by the thought, did I just pour life into a sinking ship? That gut-wrenching feeling that something precious slipped through your fingers, that instead of igniting a fire, you fed a slow burn to ashes. This is not just about numbers on a balance sheet. This is about trust betrayed, about dreams that shattered, about regrets that echo louder in silence than any success ever will. You've poured your time, money, and energy into founders who promised the moon and delivered clouds. You've felt the sting of watching potential die choking on cold reality. The pain is real, and it's shared among those who dare to place bets on the future. Yet here's the brutal truth. Every angel investor, no matter how sharp, carries these wounds. Some startups crash and burn spectacularly. Others just dissolve quietly, unnoticed, a slow fade into nothing. And every failure punches a hole in your spirit, making you question your eye for talent, your gut for opportunity, your very judgment. It whispers, maybe you were wrong. Maybe this game isn't for you. Maybe the system that promised freedom from mediocrity just spun another cage around your ambitions. The relentless pressure to find the next unicorn isn't just numbers crunching. It's a battlefield of emotions. Every pitch decks, every demo day, every founder meeting is a whirlwind charged with hope and fear. It's walking a knife's edge between vision and delusion, daring and despair. But the problem isn't just the startups that fail. It's the way the world has trained investors to see only the surface, numbers, traction, buzzwords, without feeling the pulse beneath. It's the trap of thinking failure means incompetence or lack of effort. But more often, failure bites because the system rewards obedience over courage, sameness over brilliance. Many startups are shackled by the very rules that are supposed to set them free. Investors bet on ideas groomed by consensus, projects railroaded by comfort zones. The truly exceptional, the ones that would disrupt everything, are often sidelined, ignored, or left misunderstood. And the ones funded sometimes suffocate in the middle ground, caught between vision and what's safe enough to pitch to the world. You know this. You've felt it deep down. You see startup teams that shred the rule book only to be pushed back by investors begging for safe exits. You see brilliant founders swallowed by endless pivots that destroy original magic. You see the world offering freedom but delivering cages, glass walls dressed as windows. And you, the investor, are stuck right in the middle, torn between playing it safe to protect capital and breaking the mold to spark true change. It's a painful tension, one that feels like walking a line over a fire pit, not for the faint of heart. So how do you stop chasing ghosts? How do you make peace with the startups you funded but wish you hadn't? How do you flip regret into a new source of power? Because let's be real, regret will kill you if you let it. But regret, when used right, becomes the most brutal mentor, the fire that forges sharper instincts. The teacher revealing what systems to avoid, which founders to challenge, which ideas to question deeply. The answer is not burying mistakes or blaming external forces. It's about cultivating ruthless clarity and fierce patience. It's about owning your role not just as a money source, but as a liberator of potential. First, get honest. No filter, no pride, no excuses. Inventory every failed startup you backed. Not just what went wrong on paper, but why your gut warned you and you ignored it. What signs were invisible to everyone else but screamed at you? Where did you fall prey to comfort, to promises polished for the crowd? This moment is brutal but necessary, because clarity begins with confrontation. Without this ruthless self-scrutiny, the past will always keep pulling you back, poisoning your future decisions. Next, learn to read the founder beyond the pitch. Most failures happen not because of bad ideas, but because the founder's mindset wasn't right. Not ready to burn the old world down to build the new one. Exceptional founders don't just follow trends, they fight for a reality that's fierce and new. They're almost allergic to consensus. Train yourself to question the story behind the story. Don't settle for surface charm. Look for the fire that doesn't just seek success but demands transformation. Ask yourself, is this founder ready to break the cage or just decorate it? This is the invisible line that separates those who will fail from those who redefine. Then tilt your whole approach from funding projects to forging partnerships. Stop thinking of your investment as capital alone. Think of it as a collision of wills, yours, theirs, and the future's. This shift means accepting discomfort, disagreement, and even failure as ingredients in your joint creation. The startups you back need your brutal honesty as much as your money. The tough questions that cut through illusions, the patience to let them grow exactly as they must, not as spreadsheets predict. This demands you grow too, not just as an investor, but as a mentor who's unafraid to disrupt even your own biases. This is how genuine transformation happens. Most importantly, embrace patience as a weapon. The world wants everything fast, quick exits, instant results, overnight success stories. But transformative change, the kind that breaks mold and frees individuals, takes time. It's a marathon riddled with false starts, tissue-thin victories, and setbacks that look like full stops. Don't sweat the failures, sweat the shortcuts. The startups that survive, that will someday redefine industries, are the ones who outlast the noise and reward resistance. Turn investment regret into the choice of patience. Wait for the founders who burn longer than all the noise around them. Back those who dare to become, slowly but overwhelmingly. Listen, the world will keep trying to convince you that freedom comes with following the playbook, that the path to success is paved with rules and conformity. But true freedom emerges when you dismantle that illusion. When you stop chasing validation by the many and start aligning with the few who share your fire. An investment isn't just about capital anymore. It's about sovereignty, about wielding your will as a weapon to carve new paths that others are too afraid to tread. When you do that, the startups you fund won't just be chances to make money. They become acts of rebellion, sparks that light the dark corners of stale industries. Some will call it risky. They will say you're reckless to embrace the unknown. But the truth is that the safest choice today is following the crowd, continuing to fund what's safe, what's proven, what's comfortable. The true danger is in holding back your fire because of fear. You are not here to be safe. You are here to burn, to unleash potential that breaks chains, challenges norms, and transcends borders. This is how you banish regret forever. So the final question isn't how many startups you secretly regret funding. The real question is, how many failures will you turn into fuel? How many ghosts will you conjure into guides? How many times will you refuse to settle for mediocrity disguised as success? Every regret holds within it a lesson demanding ruthless honesty, relentless patience, and brutal commitment to transformation. This is your path out of doubt, your shield against burnout and disillusionment. Remember, you don't have to play by their rules. You don't have to follow the herd. You are called to be sovereign. The startups worth funding aren't born from consensus. They're forged in rebellion. Your regret isn't your end, it's your rallying cry. Ignite it, use it. Become the investor not just remembered for deals made, but for worlds reshaped. The cage you thought you funded? Burn it down. Here's to building what's next, not on borrowed terms, but on your own fierce, unbreakable fire. Shotepeko.